Was there a moment that you had, or maybe not a moment, but what led you to wanting to start this podcast in this way? And what were some of your reasons or inspirations for wanting to build this?
Yeah, so I initially started it with a really good friend of mine, Ariadne, and it started with us meeting at a music event. We're both
Mhm,
musicians.
mhm.
We met on a Zoom event during the pandemic, and we were the only Asians on the Zoom because that's usually how it goes at the music industry events. Music industry, not a lot of it's changed now. I think it's gotten better, but usually not a lot of Asian Americans at the mainstream events. So, when you meet another person who kind of looks like you, you're like, hey, you want to chat? We got on the call and, we became friends and we were sharing about our experiences in the music industry. And that's when I realized that some of the things that I experienced were not singular experiences, but that they were experiences that Asian people go through.
Mhm.
Like the where are you from? And, the constant people are never satisfied with LA. They want to
Yes.
know, well, where are your parents from? Well, Africa.
Yeah.
Well, Africa. Well, where are your grandparents? Also Africa, So just that kind of experience. And then also being told, oh, why don't you try making K-pop or anime music?
No way.
Literally, people tell me that. And I, yeah, I didn't know that that was such a thing. And then
Mhm.
also being confused for another Asian is very popular that I was like, we don't even look. She has curly hair. I have straight hair. She wears glasses. I don't. She has bangs. I don't. She has very different,
Mhm.
style than I do. Like, how do you confuse us?
Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about our experience and I'm like, oh my God.
Mhm.
And And then we were like, maybe we should start a podcast and talk about these experiences. And initially, because it was during the pandemic, the focus I thought was going to be humanizing Asian stories.
Mhm.
Because mm, if you didn't grow up with a lot of Asian people around, maybe all you know about are the stereotypes that we can't drive, that we're good at math, and, that our moms are tiger moms.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
but there's so much more, right? Like this is all stereotypes are not correct.
Yeah.
There's some truth, but there's a lot of not truth to it.
Mhm.
But then I realized very soon after that the podcast was really not for educating other people necessarily, but it was for the community itself to
Mm.
have a space to talk about it, to process what they've gone through, and really to feel like a sense of community and a
Mm.
sense that together we can make things better
Yeah.
for ourselves and for the others around us.
Mhm.
And so I shifted after that to trying to bring more conversations that I think need to be had in our own community with our own community in mind. So
Mhm.
that's why I tried to focus on queer stories because I know a lot of people like my parents' generation or my grandparents' generation have no idea about queerness and maybe have very bad stereotypes that they think of when they think of queerness. Have those conversations. And then I know that there's anti-Black sentiment in the Asian community. Like, we need to address that. So,
Mhm.
just trying to figure out what conversations need to be had in the community and try to find people who I think would be good messengers of that to
Right.
bring on.